The Egyptian president discusses attracting investment while ensuring energy efficiency with officials. The final communique of the Arab League emergency meeting condemns Israel's transformation of Gaza into a famine zone. And Prime Minister reviews the Grand Egyptian Museum plans after opening delayed. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has met with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Petroleum Minister Karim Badawi to review the ministry's current priorities. The meeting included discussing boosting production and exploration, minimizing value from refining and petrochemicals, advancing mining, and enhancing regional cooperation to attract investment while ensuring energy efficiency and emission reductions. The meeting highlighted efforts to secure petroleum supplies, increase local oil and gas output, and expand exploration activities. Infrastructure upgrades such as floating gas regasification units were discussed to ensure supply continuity. Collaboration with Cyprus to diversify gas sources and initiatives to develop mining into a dynamic economic sector were also reviewed. President al-Sisi emphasizes fostering an investment-friendly environment to support growth and reduce import costs. And Egypt's president has issued a decree establishing a new private university, El Aruba University, in the city of New Mansoura, the Ahliya Governorate. Published in the official gazette, the decree grants El Aruba University legal status as a non-profit institution. The university must meet academic and infrastructure standards before launching any programs. It will include faculties such as engineering, dentistry, artificial intelligence management, and applied health sciences. The new university aims to enhance education and research while aligning academic offerings with market needs and fostering international partnerships. The final communique of the Arab League emergency meeting has condemned Israel's transformation of Gaza into a famine zone, condemning the use of starvation as a weapon of war, a form of genocide against the Palestinian people. The communique called on the international community to act immediately to halt the aggression, recognize the ongoing catastrophe, and address the famine in Gaza. It urged the activation of international accountability mechanisms for Israeli crimes and pressured Israel to promptly open crossings and allow humanitarian aid into Gaza. The communique also labeled Israel's policies of forcibly displacing Palestinians as genocide under the Rome Statute. And Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati will visit Burkina Faso, marking the second stop of his West African tour. Accompanied by a high-level delegation of 30 Egyptian business leaders, the visit aims to deepen bilateral relations and expand commercial and investment cooperation. Abdelati will hold talks with top officials to explore partnerships in development, capacity building, infrastructure, and energy. Discussions will also address regional security challenges, including counter-terrorism, and strengthen coordination in African and international forums to promote collective African interests and sustainable development. Egypt has expressed heartfelt condolences to Bangladesh over the tragic crash of a Bangladeshi Air Force training plane that struck a school in Dhaka, killing more than 30 people, mostly students. In a statement, the Egyptian Foreign Ministry conveyed solidarity with the Bangladeshi people, offering sincere sympathies to the victims' families and wishing a swift recovery for the injured. That comes as rescue teams worked tirelessly to save survivors amid the wreckage and fires, with many critically wounded. Egypt stands with Bangladesh in this difficult time, mourning the loss and supporting efforts to aid those affected by this devastating accident. And Egypt has welcomed the joint statement by the foreign ministers of more than 20 countries calling for an end to Israel's war on Gaza and condemning Israeli actions that block humanitarian aid to civilians. In a statement by the foreign ministry, Egypt fully supports the rejection of relocating Palestinians to a so-called humanitarian city, viewing forced displacement as a grave violation of international law. The statement's denunciation of Israeli settlement expansion and settler violence in the West Bank was also praised. Egypt reaffirmed its ongoing efforts alongside Qatar and the U.S. to broker a Gaza ceasefire and urged the international community to adopt practical steps towards a two-state solution based on 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as the capital. And Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati has met the Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Abuja, delivering a letter from the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The message highlighted the deep historic ties between Egypt and Nigeria and expressed eagerness to enhance cooperation across various sectors, supporting African security and stability. Abdelati emphasized advancing bilateral relations into a comprehensive partnership, building on recent high-level meetings. He also brought a delegation of 30 Egyptian business leaders to explore investment opportunities in infrastructure, energy, agriculture, and more. They reaffirmed commitment to joint efforts against terrorism and regional challenges, underscoring mutual dedication to Africa's peace and development. And moving on to West Africa, where Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati and Nigerian Foreign Minister Yusuf Tugar have witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Nigeria's Dar el-Hilal Group Limited and Egypt's Future of Egypt Sustainable Development Agency at the Nigerian Foreign Ministry in Abuja. The agreement aims to strengthen cooperation in managing agriculture facilities and projects, infrastructure development including roads, modern irrigation systems, and agricultural mechanization. It also promotes the exchange of technical expertise, fostering deeper bilateral collaboration to enhance sustainable development efforts in both countries. Egypt's Prime Minister has chaired a high-level meeting to review preparations for the long-awaited opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum after the ceremony was postponed earlier this month. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli said the event was delayed to ensure it meets global standards, reflecting the grandeur of Egypt's ancient heritage. The committee reviewed proposals for a new date, logistics for VIP invitations, hotel bookings, and transportation. Officials also assessed progress on beautifying the surrounding area, upgrading roads and lighting, and the metro's fourth line near the museum. The United Media Services Group presented updates on the opening's media and event plans. Egypt has launched its first international conference on excellence in neurosurgery, bringing together global experts, senior health officials, and academic leaders. Held under the General Authority for Healthcare, the high-level conference celebrates major milestones in Egypt's neurosurgery field. Health Minister Khaled Abdel Ghaffar hailed the success of advanced procedures now being routinely performed in Egyptian hospitals, citing over 183,000 neurology patients treated, including 14,000 successful brain catheterizations. The minister praised the National Waitlist Elimination Initiative, which has served over 3 million patients since launch. The event also saw the signing of a key protocol between the Health Authority and Egypt's Medical Council to enhance clinical training and care quality. Authority head Dr. Ahmed Subki revealed that over 100,000 advanced brain surgeries have been conducted under the new health insurance system, calling it a model of digital transformation and medical excellence. And Egypt's Culture Minister, Dr. Ahmed Fouad Hanno, has kicked off his visit to Jordan with a series of high-level meetings ahead of his participation in the Jarash Festival for Culture and Arts. Dr. Ahmed Fouad Hanno met with the prominent Jordanian cultural figures and former ministers of culture, reflecting the deeply rooted ties between Egypt and Jordan in the cultural sphere. The Egyptian minister was received by his Jordanian counterpart, Minister of Culture Mustafa El Rawajda, who welcomed the visit and stressed the importance of ongoing coordination to support Arab cultural collaboration. Dr. Hanno praised Jordan's cultural experience and emphasized Egypt's keenness to enhance joint efforts through cultural exchange and shared events between institutions in both countries. He is set to attend the opening of the Jarash Festival, one of the Arab world's leading cultural and artistic events, featuring wide participation from writers, artists, and intellectuals from across the region. Egypt's administrative court has reaffirmed that the National Election Authority, the NEA, is the sole body responsible for managing all elections and referendums in the country. In its detailed ruling, the Administrative Court of the State Council stressed that the National Election Authority alone is mandated to administer presidential, parliamentary, and local elections and referendums. The court emphasized that no other entity may interfere in its jurisdiction or operations. The court affirmed that the NEA's role in safeguarding voters' rights, ensuring equality among candidates and voters, and issuing regulations in line with both Egyptian law and international standards. The NEA is responsible for maintaining and updating the voter database, setting election dates, and publishing timelines. It also manages candidate registration, reviews applications, announces final lists, and oversees the integrity and transparency of the entire process. Egypt's Cabinet Information Center has shed light on key international reports tracking global tech trends, particularly the rapid rise of artificial intelligence. One UNCTAD report, titled Innovation Technologies 2025, warns that without inclusive policies, the digital gap between nations will grow wider. And the UN report highlights that the global market for advanced technologies, led by artificial intelligence, is expected to surge from $2.5 trillion in 2023 to over $16 trillion by 2033. AI alone will account for nearly $4.8 trillion of that. It also warns that major tech giants in developed countries such as Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia are tightening their grip on the global AI landscape. These companies have market valuations rivaling the GDPs of entire continents. Despite rapid growth in AI patents and scientific publications, especially in the US and China, the report stresses the need for developing nations to enhance infrastructure, skills, and data access to avoid being left behind. The Cabinet Information Center emphasized the importance of monitoring such developments to inform policy decisions and guide Egypt's digital transformation efforts. And Egypt's Health Minister, Dr. Khalid Abdel Ghaffar, has confirmed that Egypt is witnessing rapid growth in its tech sector, driven by promising workforce and steady progress in digitalizing hospitals. And during a meeting with Peter Ogansian, the Executive Director of HP for the Middle East and Africa, the minister emphasized Egypt's commitment to digital transformation in the healthcare sector. The talks held at the ministry's headquarters in the new administrative capital focused on expanding collaboration in artificial intelligence applications and training medical staff on advanced technologies. The ministry's spokesperson, Dr. Hussam Abdel Ghaffar, said the discussions included organizing workshops at hospitals and visits to the Princess Fatma Academy to explore its modern training programs. The two sides also considered HP's participation in the upcoming global conference on population health and human development, where lectures and knowledge exchange are planned. And that brings us to the end of our news bulletin, and here's what we have been covering. The Egyptian president discusses attracting investment while ensuring energy efficiency with officials. And the final communiqué of the Arab League emergency meeting condemns Israel's transformation of Gaza into a famine zone. And Prime Minister reviews the Grand Egyptian Museum plans after opening delayed. And that's all for now, and remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments.